Hello, in this demo lecture I will be dealing with the very popular molecule that is DNA. So we'll see what is DNA and we'll see what is the central dogma of biology. DNA, when we say DNA, it is deoxyribonucleic acid. So basically it's a nucleic acid. This is one of the macromolecules that are present in biology or living organisms. DNA contains the genetic information that is obviously passed on from one generation to the other. So it is passed on from parents to offspring. Now we say it contains genetic information. What is the information that it contains? It contains the information of proteins, how to make a protein. In simpler terms, it contains information of recipe for a protein. It has a recipe for protein. It contains of information how to make a particular protein. And you know, proteins are the building blocks, and proteins are the molecules which are responsible for every function that happens in our body. Every reaction that happens in our body are directly or indirectly because of proteins. As we know, enzymes are mostly proteins. Proteins are very important, and the information of protein is actually present in the DNA, and hence DNA is the genetic information that gets passed on from parents to offspring. Now we'll see the central dogma that actually tells us how this information that is present in DNA of making a protein is actually expressed. When we say there is a DNA molecule, there is a process in which we copy the DNA, right? So from one DNA molecule we make two DNA molecules out of this, and these two DNA molecules are exactly the same. That means we are just copying the information that is present in one DNA molecule to get another DNA molecule. This process is called as replication. And why does this process is required? This process is required as we want new cells that are formed to have the DNA. Obviously without DNA, the nucleus, the cell cannot function, because it will be lacking the genetic information, lacking the recipe for proteins. Obviously, every cell should have the DNA, that is the genetic material. If a cell is dividing to give rise to new cells, from where this genetic material come from? First, this genetic material should be copied to make another molecule of DNA, and this molecule of DNA gets into the new cells that are arising from the pre-existing cells. So this process of copying the DNA is known as replication. Now DNA is copied and it has been transferred to new cells. Now from where what is the purpose of this transfer of DNA? Eventually we have to make a protein, right? So the process of making a protein from DNA, and let me tell you, protein is not directly made from DNA, right? There is an intermediary molecule that I am writing here, which is known as mRNA. mRNA refers to messenger RNA. RNA is ribonucleic acid. Why messenger? Because it is carrying a message. What is the message? It is carrying the message that is present in the DNA in form of a gene. And also let me tell you, the whole DNA doesn't contain the information, right? Only a part of it contains the information, and the part of DNA that contains the information, for example, this contains the information, this part of DNA that contains the information is known as the gene, right? So all the information that is present in the DNA is first copied into a molecule called as mRNA, and this process is referred by the term transcription. Now, did we achieve our goal? No, because we want protein at the end, but now we have formed an intermediary molecule, that is mRNA. Now from mRNA we have to make a protein. This process of making protein from mRNA is known as translation. And all these three processes together refers to the central dogma of biology, where from DNA we get mRNA through the process called as transcription. From mRNA we get protein through the process called as translation. Thank you so much.